his service. So when he cooks or do that, clean, I'm going, oh, honey, thank you for washing the dish.
So many times you think that the touch can only happen during the sexual act and the union between that husband and wife. But the touch could be in the small thing, many boxes. But you never know what's inside until you do what?
Open it.
Open it. All right. And then hold up this and you'll see that there are other boxes are inside. And men, we need to be romantic. Keep it real. Welcome to Keep It Real. My name is Dr. Keith Rolle, aka Dr. K, and I am sorry to disappoint you, Sister Joy Osweke Rolle. She is absent today, but she'll be in for the next several recordings, so please forgive her. So you have to bear with me. And first and foremost, I want to say to all of our global audience, we want to wish you a happy new month. This is the month of March, and can you believe it? We are in the third month already of 2024. Great open doors, roar, fly, and soar. And something good is going to happen to you. Don't you touch that dial. Also, March 2024 is Women History Month. March the 1st, presidents, governors, and mayors, they give proclamations when there is a celebratory event that takes place. And we want to salute all of the women. In fact, on March 8th will be the International Women's Day. I'm sure the UN will do programs and others will do programs. But women, you are special. We want to thank you for, first of all, you are the mothers of all creation. And we thank you for your occupation of caring for us and nurturing on us and sending us to school and the many sacrifices, as well as all of the women in the various industries for your contribution and your tribute to society. It's about you, and without her, it's about all of us. Well, we are so excited today. We want to thank our sponsor, Angelique Bartholomew. There she is. Look at that color. There's her social media handle, Intuitive Global Consulting, Business Development, Global Project Management. She's going to also be the co-host with Lady Joy. Dr. K, we're going to step back and let the ladies do their thing. You go, girl. All right, our guest today, and our topic is going to be Sneakers to Heal Mentor Program. I am sporting her brand, and like I said, Women History Month, March 2024, Sneakers to Heal Mentor Program. On this episode, we have Lashawn Pursley-Huey. There she is, and she is the director. And she is also the founder of Sneakers to Heal program. We're going to tell you how this mentoring program to women got started and some of her accolades and some of her achievement. She's a wife to Kenneth, and she's also a mother to 3 grown children. I believe it's Chris, also Justin and Ashley. I assume Ashley is a girl, or are they all boys? All right, so 2 boys, 2 prince and 1 princess. And we also want to give a shout out to Mama Willie Ruth and also her deceased father, Edward, where she has partnered with Royal Ambassadors Ministry with initiative in his honor, and also her late grandmother, Thelma, who played a very instrumental role in her life. So if you can put up just her bio slide very quickly so they can see this person. And I forgot to put on there, if you'll put up her slide. She's a native Houstonian. Last week on our live program, we had a native Houstonian. We'll find out what part of the city she grew up in. Certified family nurse practitioner. We said founder, director, Sneakers to Heal Mentor Program, master's and doctorate nursing degree from the University of Texas, Arlington, wife, mother, and 3 adult children. We'll put up her social media handle and contact information page near the end. Well, welcome to Keep It Real.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Well, you said that you look at us very faithfully and dutifully, and tell us a little bit of what you get out of our program and why you cannot turn that dial and you look at this Keep It Real.
I absolutely would love to. So I have been married to my husband for what will be 30 years in June.
Wow, congratulations.
And so, thank you. It's been quite a feat. One of the things that I love the most about your topics, Keep It Real, is how real you are about marriage.
Right.
So that is one of the things I feel like that kind of draws me and connects me with your show, with your topic.
You know, Lady Joy and I, Sister Joy, she liked to call what I called her Lady Joy Queen Boo, and I'm Honey Boo. We went and did a marriage seminar at the end of last month. The church paid for several couples to come. The ranges in marriage was anywhere from 4 to 16 years, and we came from a biblical perspective. We talk about kingdom marriage and the 5 C's. We talked about it also last week. I'm not going to rehearse it again, but in the evaluation, they said what they liked most about what we did as facilitators. We were an open book. We were transparent. Now, we don't air our dirty laundry, but we try to keep it real, and they were so captivated by that TV program. Many of them watched it. In fact, we're going to invite 2 couples in the month of April to be on. But anyway, I want to, before we get started, Women's History Month celebration, a proclamation that was written by a friend. I want to give you a little history and then read a little excerpt. National Women's History Month is an honorary observance of the month of March in the United States, as designated in 1987 by the U.S. Congress in recognition of women's many accomplishments. Started off in 1982 as Women's History Week, just like Negro History Week started in February back in 1926, and the commemoration began in 1978 as Women's History Day in Sonoma County, California. And also this year's theme is diversity, inclusion, and equality. That's the national theme in the United States, and also the international theme will be inspiring inclusiveness. So Beverly Beecham, she was also on our Kingdom Clarion Call Global Network, and every time we had something special, she would write. And this is what she said. I can't read all of it. She said, I write about and speak about and declare about all of the women who have not been mentioned for their many roles in life, oftentimes overlooked and taken for granted because they didn't make the history books for their titles of housewife, midwife, wife. I'm reminded of the encouragers, the pastors, the missionaries, the counselors, peacemakers, income makers, cookie bakers, nurses, such as yourself, nurse practitioner, lawyers, menders, listeners, bookkeepers, bus drivers, taxi cab drivers, supervisors, programmers, deprogrammers, laundry experts, psychologists, bedtime storytelling, fixer-upper, esteem, builders, shoulders to cry on. Yes, we love our mamas and we cry on. I want to give a shout out to my mom who's still alive. And so she's really recuperating beautifully, gaining weight. So thank you for your prayers. And so powerhouse, holders up, holding it down, speakers, keepers, making houses into homes, survivors more than conquerors, decision makers, movers, shakers, voices of authority, motivators, searchers of the truth, believers. We'll read some more of the proclamation as we progress during the month, but Lashawn, I forgot to also mention that you're also a board member of Royal Ambassadors Ministry, and we thank you for your governance and your acts of service, as well as what you do with the initiative we do, and we'll talk about that later. But you were born in Houston, and that's a rarity. What part of the city were you born in?
So I actually grew up in Southeast Houston in my earlier part of my youth. However, I transitioned to Missouri City, and that is really where I have spent my teenage years. I started at Missouri City Junior High. I graduated from Willow Ridge High School. I have lived in Missouri City, for just about my entire adulthood.
Now, when you say Southwest Houston, now is that particular area, many people may not know where Southwest, like Is it one of the wards or just what
It
artery of the city
Okay.
is the Southwest?
So where I kind of grew up when I was a young tot, it was Southeast Houston,
Southeast.
and it was over near Cullen.
Oh, Cullen.
In that area, like Cullen and
Is it near downtown?
not near downtown.
Okay.
More towards almost. Now it's like a 288
Okay,
going that way. So
288.
Over, yeah,
Okay,
over
going
that,
that
way.
way. Okay,
That's
good.
where I kind of grew up in my younger years.
Okay, now growing up, you had some challenges.
Absolutely.
And you were featured in this About the Women's Story on the Daily Inspiration Show. And we don't despise small beginning. You started at Houston Community College in 1990, but you did not finish and get your AA in nursing until 2003. Wow,
right.
What happened? That's almost a decade and some change.
Yep, so that's a really great question. The best answer I feel like I could give to that is life happened. I had one child at the time when I was trying to go to school. Those were challenges in itself, to be young and trying to go to school with a child. I soon became a wife, and then I had 2 other children. My grandmother, who kind of got sick over the years, I did a lot of nurturing and taking care of her. She actually moved in and stayed with me, my husband, and my 3 kids for a little amount of time as she got towards the end of her life. So I've just kind of always dedicated, I guess, myself to serving others, and I think that is kind of what slowed my educational progress. Yeah.
Okay, now you made a promise to Miss Thelma, and I'm sure she is looking down in heaven when you walk across that stage. Now, did you make a promise to her to become a nurse?
I actually did not use the word become a nurse. And I want to talk about that promise a little bit.
Okay, go ahead.
But the promise that I made to her was that I would just make her proud of me.
Okay.
And so for me, I guess I didn't even knowingly make the promise that was so vague, but it gave me some wiggle room to do whatever I felt in my heart would be something she would be proud of.
All right. Well, we're so glad that you made her proud, and therefore life did happen. Life does happen.
Yep.
You had a child, but that doesn't stop or impede
Not at all.
your goals and your dreams. And
Not
so
at
many
all.
people throw in the towel, but the fat lady saying. Also, your grandmother had a favorite scripture, Psalm 121, verse 1. That all of my help cometh from the Lord.
That's right.
For you, daily I seek him. And therefore you said that she would also write y'all's name in the Bible.
That's right.
And
my
if you
whole
see
family.
my Bible, I tell you it is all written up, and whatever the situation is, I write it, I put names on there. Even my enemies, you are in the word and you're slammed in there.
That's right.
So why did Grandmama Thelma do that?
She just had a strong faith in God. And I'm thankful for that, instilled that strong faith in me. So she would put not only my name, but like my uncles, my children's names when she passed away. I don't even think that we knew that our names were there. But when she passed away, I adopted her Bible. And so I was able to thumb through it and see what some of those passages were in the Bible. And when she put those names in, there may have been some challenging times we were having in our life. So that was something I took away from her. So in my own Bible, which sits next to my bed, I have stickers, kind of,
color-coded,
showing me which ones I really, want to go back to. And then I have my kids' names are starting to be put in there when they're going through different challenges and things. When they need some help, I know that help cometh from the Lord. So I put their name, in there as well.
Well, Psalm 121, you can go read it in its entirety. We're not flashing it up today. We got a lot we need to cover in a short span of time. But you went on, got your master's, you graduated in 2018, you passed your board. Now you are a nurse practitioner.
Yes, I do not practice as a nurse practitioner, however, because I have worked at my job at Memorial Hermann for 32 years. So when I graduated from nursing school, when I say nursing school, from my family nurse practitioner program, I was offered a position at my job that I didn't want to walk away from my work family. And so I still currently work at Memorial Hermann. So I'm not practicing as an NP, though I did pass my boards and all of that good stuff.
Okay, well, we're proud of you. Now, also, we didn't mention earlier, it took you that long because growing up, you were labeled as ADHD,
That's
and
right.
you had math anxiety. In fact, you could not pass algebra. You had to take algebra 10 times, and I guess being
Yeah.
a doctor, math is very important.
Yes.
There are a lot of children that are labeled with that learning disorder or that diagnosed with that. How can they overcome it? What can you say to a mother that may be stressed out that their children are not progressing in school or advancing in school, and you are the antidote that, because you've been through that.
I am.
And you're wearing the T-shirt.
I am. So not only have I been through that, it took me a really long time to go through that. So if I could give a parent just a little bit of knowledge, I would say patience is super duper important. I would say that allowing the child to develop their own way of thinking, their way of solving problems, their way of learning. I learned that using color coding, I learned that using stickers, I learned that marking my things, I learned that reading multiple times over and over was what helped me.
Okay, and also there is a learning bookmarker by one of the young men I had speak at our Kingdom Global Leadership Summit, the SIPA, and it was a placement so that kids can also, you can call me at our new number, and if you want to get that for your children, I'll be able to tell you. Now, you started this mentoring program, and it's also a nonprofit, Sneakers
To Heels.
for Heels.
Sneakers to Heels.
And therefore, I'm holding up my sneaker, and I got one on, and then I got this heel filled with bath oil. Let Calgon take you away, women. So, what birthed this vision?
So a little bit of my story that I shared with you, I feel like kind of birthed that vision. I often say that when I was growing up, especially when I was in college and trying to get through those struggles and hurdles, I don't know that I necessarily recognized anyone that looked like me. So when I say looked like me, I don't necessarily mean my race or my nationality. I mean someone who looked like me who had small children that was trying to go back to school, someone who looked like me who had some hidden disabilities, some ADHD, some math anxiety, and things like that. So I didn't see anyone that was struggling like I was. So I decided to come up with Sneakers to Heels Mentor Program to serve as a mentor to other people who may be struggling, so that I can try to hopefully help them navigate their way around pitfalls, some of the many pitfalls that I myself fell into.
Okay, and so you are the founder and director, and it's a network of women.
Yes.
And so what do you all do in Sneakers to Heal Mentor Program?
So we have fun, that's number one, but it is a network of about 20 women. Many of them are educators, also my fellow nurses, my colleagues that I work with, some people who've just heard about Sneakers to Heels that have come to me and said, I need to be a part of this because I also want to give back. One of the things that I think that's the most important thing to do is making sure that we are, as nurses and as professionals, giving back to the nurses or the people who are interested in becoming professional of the future. So I consider myself just giving back of my time.
And you share stories, you're overcoming adversity, you're doing mentorship, coaching, you're helping, you navigate students away from potential pitfalls. You all also work with students, I guess, in schools.
Yes, we do. So for me personally, I serve as an educator. I serve as a mentor, a tutor. So anytime anybody comes to me and they have a challenge, my phone is never off to them. I call, check on my mentees and see how their well-being is, see where they are in the program, see how I can help. Of course, I'm always willing to write those letters of recommendation to help them get scholarships, helping them get further along in their profession and their educational journey. So whatever way that the members of the Sneakers to Heels mentor, as far as the mentors are concerned, whatever we can do to kind of help push the young people along so that they can, become successful. That's what we do.
Well, January is mentoring month, but mentoring do work. and these educators also giving back to communities. Is it a diverse group of women, or are they all
It is.
okay?
It is a diverse group of women.
Race?
We have women of all different nationalities.
Okay,
Yes.
that's good. And then we'll find how can, if somebody wanted to volunteer their services, we'll put your contact information up later, but tell us how they can get involved and what are some of the things would be required of that person to do.
Okay, so some of the criteria that I request for mentors to have, first of all, is a dedication to service. I like for them to just to make sure that, you know, if they get into a relationship with a mentee, that mentee begins to rely on them. I want to make sure that they're willing to give of their time, that mentee can build that relationship and know they're going to be there for them. That's number one. Number two, the education is not really as important to me as it is the dedication. Of course, most of us have bachelor's degrees, doctoral degrees, master's degrees. However, we have some LVNs that are in our program. My mother, who actually just graduated, I won't say just, because she is an amazing woman, but my mom graduated from high school and she also serves as a mentor.
Wow.
So she calls and checks on some of the mentees when I, assign someone to her.
And what are the age groups of these students?
So initially we started out where we were helping younger people. So it started at the age of 16 and then it went up to the age of like 22, 24. But I had some people come to me and say, hey, I'm 40. Is there any way that I can join this mentor program? So we just took
that they can get help, not necessarily to mentor.
They wanted to get help. They're trying to go to school. They're, trying to navigate their way, finding struggles and just needing somebody to talk to, somebody that looks like them, right, who may have gone through some of the adversities that they're going through. And so that's kind of how, it all got started, and that's what we do.
We helped the Little River Library. It was a lending library of Natasha Watson Brown, Natasha Watson and Ray Watson. We dedicated books, or some of the adults, would they need books? If so, we can donate them to you, and they can help. But getting back to mentoring, leadership is about influence. Mentorship is about impartation, and you talked about that. They got to be dedicated to give that service and to also love people where they are, and you will make a difference in their lives. And then I just want to read this about mentoring. Mentors inspire young people to stay in school, believe in themselves, and live up to their potential. Mentoring works, and we want you to volunteer with From Sneakers to Heal, and I guess you can wear your sneakers. And then also 3 ways to honor your mentor. Call them up and thank you. I have a 90-year-old spiritual father that has mentored me in my walk with the Lord and the ministry and also in marriage. Every Christmas and our birthday, he sends Sister Joy and I $20. And he turns 90 this year in August. And he says, stop sending me gifts. Send me some dead presidents. So last year we sent him a Ben Franklin, and we're going to send you another Ben Franklin or 2, Daddy. David. Use the attached card to connect your mentor to express your appreciation. I spoke at a mentoring event when I was in San Antonio. Pass it on by becoming a mentor to a young person in your community. Write a brief tribute to your mentor for a post online. It's never too late to say thank you. And this is a bookmarker I'm going to give to you.
Right.
And talk about your dad. You also give shaving kits as well as deodorant. You've given it to Rolle Ambassadors Ministry. We've taken it on our medical mission trips to different nations. It sends some down to when there are hurricane victims and whatnot. How did that get started, and why did you do this in honor, I think, of Dad Ed?
That's
Edward.
correct. That's correct. My dad, Edward, passed away probably about 10 years ago now, and I just decided that what can I do in my dad's honor? So, I always consider myself to be, I guess, a little bit clairvoyant. So I've always been able to kind of take notice of people that are in need. And so I looked out in the community and I said, okay, well, there's a need there. I see that there's a big homeless population that may need access to soap. They may need access to lotion, to toothbrushes, to things like that. So I just decided that I would take my own money and put those kits together, and I do it about once a year. I now have some people that donate to me.
Okay.
Yeah, so whenever they go on a trip, they donate me their airplane kit and things like that. So,
and I've started doing that when I go to the hotels. I go ahead and take the body wash, the lotion, the shaving kit. And this past Christmas, and also we in Houston, we gave out 20 sleeping bags and tents. Some got
awesome.
Tent. You donated a lot of deodorant, and then we went and had a lady to give some of those kits to us. So we want to thank you. Now tell us a little bit about Kenneth, what he does. I know he may be behind the scene. You talked about everybody. So Kenneth, I want to give a shout out to you. He has come with you to help take the heavy deodorant out of your car and put it into my trunk. So give a shout out to Kenneth, and then we're going to let you let the audience see your contact information.
Okay.
Let you give a 1-minute message of hope from Sneakers to Heal, and then we'll close.
Okay. So Kenneth is definitely the wind beneath my wings, for lack of a better word. He calms the storm. I'm always busy and running around like a chicken with my head cut off, and he's definitely the person I can come and talk to when I'm going through struggles. So he calms me down. He's my calm for sure. He talks a lot of smack in my ear a little bit about go tell him this and go tell him that. But anyway, so he's the person I feel like I lean on probably more than anybody else. And unfortunately, sometimes husbands are the people that get the least credit, right?
That's true. All right, you got to send me a donation now, Kenneth, because I made sure she mentioned you on the platform.
30 years of marriage, and that's my heart.
All right, thank you. Let's put up our contact information. Sneakers to Heal Mentor Program on Facebook. The email sneakerstoheal@yahoo.com, and there's her telephone number. Just let it stay up for a minute. And then every human has one's own life story. My life has not been easy, and I have been frightened many times, but all failures in the past are only motivations and make me brave and more. You can put me up now and more determined. I choose to smile despite my pain, and I never let my problems break me down. You didn't let ADHD or math anxiety stop you.
Absolutely.
And you have achieved. My challenge made me stronger and better. Like the sun, I can bring to you warmth, or burn you. It all depends on how you treat me. All right, so give us a 1-minute message of hope to those out there, students and women.
Okay.
And that ends our program today.
Okay. So if I could just share that, we are all walking this path, just trying to figure it out. And I think it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to not know where you're going. The most important thing I feel like you can do is just make sure you keep going. Keep moving forward. Don't let anything stop you. Even, people may doubt you, but don't let anything stop you.
All right, we'll put up our slide, and that's the end of the program. I'll give 2 quotes, and we'll see you next week as Sister Joy and Angelique host an outstanding business person. We have a new number, 346-697-9473. KEEPITREALTV49 @gmail.com, and then you go every week, subscribe, Keep It Real TV 49, and you can also call that number if you're interested in being a sponsor. As one person, I cannot change the world, but I can change the world of one person, and this is by Paul Shane Spear. And then also Maya Angelou says, all achievement requires time. And then I'm a little pencil in the hand of a writing God who is sending a love letter to the world. And that's what you're doing from Sneakers to Heal's mentor program. And Mother Teresa once wrote, let her words of love and faith inspire you every day. On that note, we want to wish, as we begin this Women History Month, all of the women in all industries, especially the mothers that care for your little one, a happy Women's History Month. And we'll see you next week. And on the count of 3, look at your camera and we're going to tell them to keep it real. 1, 2, 3, keep it real.